Flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, let me get all my stuff here together. All of you have a copy of the minutes of August 4th. Are there any additions or corrections? Hearing none, would there be a motion to approve those?
I'll make that motion.
For a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve the council meeting of August 4th. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you. Excuse me, treasurer's report. Ariane, where are you? Okay, take it away.
Okay, first table, you'll see monthly fiscal year to date performance by major fund for the month of July and first 3 months of the fiscal year. General fund doing pretty good with $666,000 fiscal year to date. I did want to highlight the water and sewer fund. It's still in the negative of $389,000 for the year. I usually say the beginning of the fiscal year, we have that bond payment, so things will catch up. However, the engineering services are ramping up, so we're going to be running at a negative. I am hopeful that when we get the funds from the Illinois EPA loan, some of that interest on the pooled cash will help offset, but it won't be a significant amount. I did also want to point out that the Canvas Center is running at a negative. That's normal, but it seems to be a little bit higher than it has been in years past. So just wanted to give you a heads up with that as well. Top 10 general fund revenues for July seemed pretty reasonable. We had a smaller property tax distribution, but that's because of property tax payments, the due dates. So we'll get another couple big distributions towards the end of the year. We also got a CPPRT distribution of $59,000 this last month. You turn to the second page. The engineering services that I mentioned in the previous, $125,000 for just the water treatment plant, and then we also had $6,300 for the boring, professional services as well for the wastewater treatment plant. So costs are coming in, and we also had $11,500 for a traffic signal repair. However, we will get that reimbursed back from the Illinois Department of Transportation under the traffic signalization grant. So even though it's listed in the expenses, once we receive that grant, it'll offset. Big account balances are listed below. Our cash has been holding pretty true. I think we were down maybe $300,000 from last month. So.
Okay. Ariane, is that it? Okay. Any questions, comments?
Will you be loading in the operating budget? I know.
Yeah, we should do it this week.
Okay.
Comments from anybody about Ariane's report? Would there be a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
I'll make a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
For a second?
Second?
I'll second.
Oh, go ahead.
Motion made and seconded to approve the treasurer's report. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Consideration of semi-monthly and monthly, bills. Doug?
The bills this period are $354,822.94, and that includes a $212.17 credit. The top 5 bills are, there's the Strand Associates, our friends, for the sewage treatment plant, $164,600. Testing Service Corporation, I'm assuming that's like boring work for, is that boring and drilling
Yes.
stuff for the
wastewater
sewage treatment?
Part of that
Sewage
process.
treatment plant, $37,894. Mid-American Energy, $18,693.98. Dell Marketing for the police department computers that we approved last month, $17,695.73, and Bonsack and Frommel for the progress billing on the audit work, $15,200. Are there any others anybody has any questions on? GovBill is the website.
Oh, excuse me. I don't see any there. Anybody have any questions? Anything to ask about? Question?
If
Okay.
there aren't any questions, then I would make a motion that we approve our bills this period in the amount of $354,822.94.
Okay.
I'll second.
Motion's made and seconded to approve payment of those bills. Any other comment or question? Hearing none, we'll have a roll call on the question, please.
Dan Schumer,
Yes.
Doug Humphrey,
Yes.
Dan Burbeck,
Yeah.
Jody Lee. Yes. Karen Wilson.
Yes.
Bruce Stickles.
Yes.
Motion carried, we pay the bills. Okay, item 6 is not really a continuation of the liquor license, but I will approve the liquor license for the Milan Harvest Festival. Does anybody have any comments about it? We do it every year. It's just a standard liquor license. It takes care of what they're gonna do at the festival. I assume it's gonna be the same thing. I haven't heard anything different.
I think it's the same exact plan.
okay. So,
I
I'm sorry.
did hear Saturday night, they're gonna do a drone show.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I've had people
Yep.
ask me.
Yep.
I figured it was Saturday night, yeah.
So hoping for big crowds.
When Kevin was in here, he said that
Yep.
drone show should be spectacular. I think it's first one in Quad Cities. Don't know. Anyway, I'll approve that liquor license sign unless anybody has any problem with it. We can just take care of that way. We don't really need to vote on it. Okay, item 7. All right, place, yeah. Consideration of resolution 25-2 to close use S67 for the Milan Fall Harvest Parade. Do we have a copy of that anyplace, Michelle, or is there?
I just have the copy that I.
Oh, you got a
signed.
copy?
Yep.
Okay, and all it says is that the festival committee has the okay to close 67 where they cross up at, what is that, Second Avenue?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like we do always, and, okay, so is that okay with everybody?
I will make a motion.
Okay,
And Lori Cole is actually stuck in the storm over in Iowa. She was supposed to be here today.
tell her not to get it.
Yeah.
Have a problem trying to get here, no sense of it,
Right.
so. Okay, would there be a motion to pass resolution
I'll
25-2?
second Karen's motion.
Yeah.
Okay, motion was made and seconded, okay. Motion made and seconded, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried, thank you. Okay, consideration of the revised police pension funding policy. Ariane was at the finance meeting we had the other day and talked about this. Do you want to add anything to it, Ariane, or is anybody else going to talk to it?
Just a brief synopsis, what was discussed at the finance committee meeting. So right now, it's a single point amortization. We implemented that for a target of 15 years. But next year, we will be at 14 years away. And so best practices and upon the recommendation of our actuaries, Letter Economic, they have recommended us go to a rolling amortization of 15 years
Okay.
here forward. Still a target of 100%. The only difference is going to be that layered amortization instead of it being a single point target for a specific year. And
You
it's rolling
Kind of pay as
15
we go.
years.
Not
Yep.
what amounts to, okay, yeah. Everybody okay with that? It's just a different way of doing it. It's been recommended by
By our professionals.
professionals.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just
so,
pass through the committee for passing on to, to move forward to the board by the committee also.
okay. Gonna make that motion to
Unanimously.
approve that, Doug?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we approve the consideration for revising the police pension funding policy to a,
A rolling
rolling amortization, that's it,
of 15 years.
of 15 years.
I second.
Pay as you go works for me, I understand that, so
I got my notes right here in front of me and I didn't read them.
that's all right. Motion made and seconded to do that revision to the police pension funding policy. Let's have a roll call on the question, please, Michelle.
Doug Humphrey,
Yes.
Dan Burbeck,
Yes.
Jody Lee,
Yes.
Karen Wilson,
Yes.
Bruce Stickles.
Yes.
Dan Schumer.
Yes.
Motion carried. We can have in business for that. Okay, consideration of a bid from Logan Contractors for $16,590 for material for street repairs on East Fifth. Steve, you have to explain this a little bit better.
Yeah.
Doing this a bit at a time, right?
It's, well, we're doing it in-house,
Oh, yeah,
and so
right, yeah.
it has to kind of fit in and slide in with weather considerations and other workload. But what Steve had done is priced from 3 different suppliers the cost of the dowel baskets and the re-rod. So when he's pouring concrete, obviously concrete has joints, and so these are a wire cage and the coated rebar that is poured into the concrete, and he wants to be able to buy that in order to get a good price, the better price. He wants to be able to buy it for the entire length of the street. So he's provided us with 3 prices, and they range from the low with Logan Contractors, which is what he's recommending, $16,590, to a high of $21,901. So, no, actually, a 4th. I missed the 4th.
Riverstone, Perky's, White
Yeah.
Cap, and-
Well, so he's got a total of 18,180.
Yeah, for their white cap.
That's the white.
That's it.
Okay,
That's it.
okay. So, yeah, again, Logan being the low of the 4, not the 3 that I mentioned, so. It's a necessary project. I think it's going to be cost effective to buy it this way, and we would recommend approval.
Okay. Comments, questions? We've had a request to fix that street for quite some time, and we're getting at it. Have to have the materials to do the work. So, comments?
Anytime you do it in-house, you're gonna save money, so I'll make a motion to approve the bid from Logan Contractors in an amount of $16,590 for the material for the repairs on East Fifth Street.
I'll second that.
Motion made and seconded to make that purchase for materials for street repairs. Any other comment or question? None? Okay, we'll have a roll call, please. Michelle?
Dan Verbeck.
Yes.
Jody Lee.
Yes.
Karen Wilson.
Yes.
Bruce Stickle.
Yes.
Dan Schomer.
Yes.
Doug Humphrey.
Yes.
Motion carried in business, okay? He's working on that. He started? I'm not sure. Better
No,
keep-
they have
Better keep my
not
mouth shut.
started.
He was telling me about they're gonna do it, they got other things to do too, so they're gonna maybe do it a bit at a time, but it's getting done anyway. It will get done. Okay, item 10, consideration of acquiring parcel 16-23-204-005, 504 West First Avenue from Rock Island County as trustee. This property, you know where it is? It's the old,
Good.
well, it was Palmer Motors at one time, I guess.
Good.
It's the brick building that's falling down across from the Legion. And it's been that way for a long time.
That's before I was born.
Yeah. It was, as I understand it, was Palmer Motors at one time, which became Erickson. And then it became Downing's Dairy for a while. I still call it the Downing Dairy Building. And it's really bad, and nobody's gonna fix it. So it's up for tax sale from the county, and I don't know whether you wanna buy that and get it torn down. It might have some contamination there, so we may have to do some, I don't know. It's limited on use when you have contamination on the ground, but it's an eyesore. And
Yeah,
it's,
we've been through that property with municipalities on and off over a couple of different owners.
Yeah.
It goes back, nobody pays property taxes on it, it goes to auction. And, it's been an eyesore for us. We can buy it from Rock Island County as trustee for $833. We would have a demolition cost. Now, if we don't want to buy it, then it's going to go to a tax auction in October, and then we would have to deal with whoever buys it at auction, whether they're local or not local.
They're gonna try to
Go
make
back
money on
through-
it.
Go back through municipalities. If the city, has shown interest in getting that property cleaned up, this is probably the best way to do it.
yeah.
Otherwise, we're gonna incur more cost, and, Lincoln's gonna earn a few bucks on this if we have to go through the process with a new owner in the future and stuff
It's
like
keeping
that.
that retainer.
Yes.
And you might keep in mind too, we'll have more expenses.
Yeah, we'll have demolition costs or something like that, we'll have to put that out for bid and stuff like that. But if the city wants it cleaned up, this is the cheapest, we're gonna get the property the easiest. and we'll get it cleaned up.
We've done that at several places, Bruce.
There was a grocery shop, I don't know, is it still in the back?
The upholstery shop used to be in where Stan's Ice Cream's at.
Yeah.
So that's separate.
Yeah, and I
That's
think
next
that
door.
the upholstery shop's been gone for,
Yeah,
Yes,
she's
yeah.
deceased.
yeah, quite a few years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of always looks like it's connected when you look at it so
Yeah.
close.
Yeah, it's only separated by a few feet, but they are separate buildings. A little touchy when we write the spec. Our public works will not be able to do the demolition. We need somebody that is licensed and experienced in it and is bonded for it. And our spec will have to call for special attention to preserve the integrity of the building next
Has there
door.
been any estimates or anything? on
No,
what it would
no,
cost?
this just came up this past week.
Rob has been working on this and was able to come up with this deal through the county. And we wanted to get to you since the auction is gonna be in October.
Is that property then, would that be something the city could sell to somebody that wanted to build on it or have a store or something there?
Let me jump in on this one, because we do not have any kind of a survey as potential environmental contamination on it. And whichever direction we go, I think that the city eventually is going to be the one that's involved in the demolition. So the question is, do we want to hold title to it and have control over what happens on the ground in the future? Or do we want to stay hands-off, still have the demolition, but complicated now by the process of we don't have control, we're going to have to work through somebody, possibly municipalities. And in either case, it ends up with the same thing, and that is Illinois has regulations as far as a commercial purchase with conventional financing of a commercial or industrial property. And that means that there is a process of, that they will have to identify any existing contamination of the property. Either way, we'll have to go through that process before somebody meaningful would take it on. I think from a practical standpoint, the least cost that the city would incur long-term, over a 10-year project, 10-year period, demolish it, clean the site to the point that where it meets standards, and then put either blacktop or concrete parking lot in it, and make it available to the Legion and the businesses, on both sides of it.
Do we know how big this is by any chance? The size of the property that it sits on?
What was that, Dan? I didn't hear.
I was just curious, the size of the property.
So this includes the fenced-in area
Yes.
also, where
Yes.
the junk cars used to
Jump
be.
back.
Yeah, do some cleanup in there.
Yeah,
We can
and
get the
then the
whole-
building, but we're not getting where Stan the ice cream man
No.
is. That's gonna
Separate-
still be there.
Separate building.
Right.
Unless he's back on his taxes too.
And if one of the things we could do with it, since it might have contamination on it, is pave it.
Well, that's what I
As
said, it
parking
could be
area.
access parking.
Yeah, for the Legion, for the restaurants that are there.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yep.
And that might be the best use for it, because it has to be, contamination has to be cleaned up, that's very expensive.
Cleaned up or sealed over, and
Sealed over,
those are the EPA guidelines, and it may end up being a combination of those two. So it'll never be, for example, you could never turn it into a playground,
Right.
but you can seal it up, and the EPA with restrictive covenants on the property, EPA accepts that as a solution to many contamination. So there'll be hoops to jump through in determining that. But we only have, this meeting is really our only opportunity because it just came to staff attention this past week.
Is there a basement under it?
No, there's a crawl under
Crawl or something.
the north part of it was originally, it's large glass windows. It was originally a showroom for Palmer. And underneath that, there is a crawl space that elevates it up a little bit. There is no basement.
Probably sell some of those bricks.
Yeah.
0.35 acres.
Somebody might come along and want to
3.5
take
acres?
bricks, maybe Ed
Oh,
will.
0.35.
I think it's a good idea to buy it, clean it up in the neighborhood, appreciate it, and to leave something sit there like we have as long as we have. It's a cheap opportunity.
It's a nice store.
Yeah,
I know-
$833, yeah.
And I know, Sean, you and Lincoln talked about it. Lincoln, would you like to weigh in on any considerations, most certainly the liability?
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess it's a bit of a risk if you're buying it, that there's contamination there, that you could be part of, that the EPA could say that you release the contaminants in some way by making a part of, I'm not aware of all the rules on EPA and
What kind of
what they
contaminants are we talking about? Are we talking about like oil on the property or?
We don't really know, but yeah, I mean, there could be.
Or are you thinking of
from your
more like
dealership.
asbestos?
Well, in the building, we suspect there's asbestos. Almost all buildings of any age did have asbestos. But those are handled in the contract for the demolition. What we don't know at this point is how badly, how many oil changes were done in the parking lot, and just drained
Seeped
out.
out or got out.
Yeah, antifreeze and battery acid and, not unlike 1,000 other places in the Quad Cities. But this would be different because it would be our responsibility going forward.
We've done this before.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you could scrape dirt down so far and get rid of it and be done.
that's what we did over at Jim, remember Jim's service station?
Yep.
That had to be.
I'll second Bruce's motion.
Did you?
Did you make a
I
motion?
made a motion to go ahead with the purchase of buying the property, going with the purchase of buying the parcel at 16-23-204-005 for $833.
Okay, motion was made and Karen seconded, right?
Yes.
Any other discussion, any comments about it? I think we're getting up, I know the neighbors down there would be happy
Oh,
to
yeah.
see it gone.
Joanne especially, if she's still living.
Joanne would be thrilled.
I just saw her Sunday, she brought it up again. Okay, motion was made and seconded, so we should have the motion was for the purchase price, so we'd have to roll call close. Vote, please.
Jody Lee,
Yes.
Karen Wilson,
Yes.
Bruce Stickle,
Yes.
Dan Schomer,
Yes.
Doug Humphrey,
Yes.
Dan Verbeck.
Yeah.
Motion carried. We'll buy it, put a sign up, stay away. Okay, item 11, I'm gonna have to have Steve talk about this. It's for consideration of an appraisal service from Oakwood Appraisal Company, not to exceed $5,000. It's gonna be probably a lot less than that. But Steve, you wanna talk about it? I think did you talk about it the other day at the finance meeting?
Yeah, Finance Committee actually had a recommendation on it, so if you want to report on that, and then I can fill in any details you'd like.
Yeah, well, I have, the Administrator Cyber went over with the committee his thoughts about the TIF 2 closeout, effective the 31st of December this year, and that there's an amount of money that will, from this TIF, that will either have to be given back to the county, and we'll get no value of it from it, or we can, there's been an interpretation that we can use it for purchasing property.
Yeah, and this, what this is, would be is we have had very successful original industrial park on West 11th Street off of Andalusia Road. And then we've had a very successful business park. The anchor for that was Stern Beverage, so that whole area has developed. Both of those are down to the last lots. There's a property of lesser value on 11th Street. We still have one really good lot of 4.4 acres in the business park. But after that, we have no next step, nothing else that we would use as leverage to encourage economic development and job growth tax base. So the proposal would be to obtain appraisals for picking up the next, which would be a third project, a long-term development, water, sewer, streets, grading, site development, partnering on opening up another area to grow Milan.
And that could be the TIF 5.
Yeah, it would be because we have the balance with TIF 2, we have the cash to front the acquisition and probably much of the development of it. And then that over time, there would be sale of lots, there would be revenue coming off of future taxes paid, so we don't, like the other two, we would use a similar model. Our intent is to buy the property, develop, and then get rid of it over a period of time. And then the TIF district, of course, generates revenue over time to do two things: to pay for our costs of putting the streets and water and sewer in, but also to enter into development agreements with private developers who are then, and they're shopping all the time, and they're trying to see where it's going to be most profitable for them to put up buildings, to put in businesses. And so it's part of our small arsenal of economic development tools that allow us to compete successfully in the Illinois and Iowa Quad Cities.
So as a first step, the staff recommended that we vote affirmatively out of committee a request for, to contract for an evaluation of property not to exceed $5,000. And that was
Something
the,
has changed though, it's not open.
Yes.
did I say it wrong?
Well, we had it in here naming appraisal services from Oakwood. It's Fisher now. Roy Fisher. Roy or Royal? Roy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
Oh, yeah, I'm not making a recommendation yet,
No.
but the recommendation, go ahead.
But it's when we talked, that's correct, last week at Finance, we did talk, we mentioned Oakwood, but since then, they're not doing that now. And so, Sean has had a talk, and I think we've got a pretty good idea. It's going to be significantly less than the 5,000.
Entity with Nelson Valuations Incorporated doing business as Roy R. Fisher.
Okay.
We can't talk about which property this is, for obvious reasons, because just drive the price up, so. It's using that money to buy a property so we can make proper use of the TIF money, so we're going to be getting back. Yeah, otherwise, we lose it. Goes
So
back to the
I guess the recommendation,
Yes.
if I can make a motion that the board consider an appraisal service not to exceed $5,000 for the purpose of evaluating property that could be acquired by utilizing the TIF2 money. I think that's all the
I
elements.
think that's it.
Yeah, and this property is, since no one else is here but me, we've been looking forward to get this property for a long time, since we started the Tech Drive and getting Budweiser in there. So it's a good way to not only do homes, but we got commercial we can get out of that too, so.
We'll give too much away.
I was gonna say, why don't you just come out and say it?
There's still some issue here.
Little restraint.
I would like to second Doug's motion.
Okay, Doug made the motion, Dan seconded to have this appraisal service, Roy Fisher, do an appraisal for us on the unnamed property.
Unnamed.
Okay, so
An unnamed company.
That's right.
motion was made and seconded. Okay, so we need a roll call on that, please. Michelle.
Karen Wilson.
Yes.
Bruce Stickle.
Yes.
Dan Schomer.
Yes.
Doug Humphrey.
Yes.
Dan Verbeck.
Yes.
Jody Lee.
Yes.
Good. On our way to having some more developable property, which is good.
And just for everybody and also for the audience, it's just for a matter of a few weeks, really, that we're concerned about the confidentiality of the project site, and expect to be able to come back soon and discuss it publicly.
Yeah. Okay. It's a tricky thing sometimes to keep things a bit confidential. Sometimes it's a company that doesn't want word out that they're interested in a property, but they want to get something from us first. We've done that many times, and you can't, according to their wishes, you can't really tell what they're doing or what they're going to get, so it's interesting. Okay, so there'll be more on that in the future. All right, item 12, consideration of quote from Dell Technologies for computer equipment for Village Hall, Sewer Department, and the Camden Center in the amount of $24,811.82. I assume this, I know this was budgeted for, so Steve, you want to talk to it, please?
Yeah, I really don't know the details of the specific equipment. It was put together by Rich Shipper with the respective departments during the budgeting process. Rich has gotten the quotes, pulled it together. It was on your list of bills that we already considered tonight, so we've made that approval. And, but because of the amount of capital expenditure, we're handling it as a separate agenda item. And
So it's not in the bills yet, we haven't placed an order yet.
I'm sorry, I thought that
The previous
was.
one was the.
Oh, that was police department.
Police.
Thank you, thank you. Okay,
So,
stand corrected.
is what that?
I say I stand corrected, so this would be then your authorization for an expense asked for by the departments, recommended by IT and in the budget.
So we would be accepting the quote?
Yes.
Okay. Any other discussion about it or any comments? We have
How
that
old are the
motion.
computers you have now?
I'm not sure which equipment it replaces, but some of it's pretty long in the tooth. You know, it's,
I think the good thing about having Rich is we know when we need new stuff. The bad thing about having Rich is what we didn't know wasn't costing us anything.
He's very good.
So, yeah, and in fact, he helped carry in the police computers the other day. So not only do we get the good service on the front end, but he helped them carry it in.
I mean, laptops, desktops for,
Yeah.
you know, for the non-police department side of our building, plus some laptop down at water sewer, and some computers, desktops up at the campus.
I can tell you the one down at the sewer plant is antique.
So it's the one at Cannon Center.
is the Camden Center, are the cameras in on this price or not?
Not on this one.
Okay.
Well, those could be adaptable to that, maybe.
Okay. Would there be a motion one way or another to do this quote?
I make a motion that we consider the quote from Dell Technologies for computers equipment for the Village Hall, sewer treatment plant, and Camden Center in the amount of $24,811.82.
Okay.
A second.
Is there a second? Motion's made and seconded to accept this quote, make those purchases. We shall have a roll call, please, Michelle.
Bruce Steckelberg.
Yes.
Dan Schomer.
Yes.
Doug Humphrey.
Yes.
Dan Verbeck.
Yeah.
Jody Lee.
Yes.
Karen Wilson.
Yes.
Motion carried. Very good. Who made that? Okay.
Doug and
Yeah, I got it. I don't need it down anyway. Okay. Okay, item 13, consideration of a Finance Committee recommendation for revisions of HR Benefits Coordinator job description and compensation. So Doug.
Okay, so this is the issue that we've had a public session. We've also had two private closed sessions. This is the revision of the HR Benefits Coordinator job description. That's one element of it. The other element is to come up with a salary that aligns with that new job description. So we had a meeting last week, and the committee voted to, let me get the exact, we made a motion to recommend to the full council the acceptance of the proposed job description upgrade for the position of HR and benefits payroll clerk with a recommended salary not to exceed $67,000 per year.
I thought we were going to revisit the HR job description.
Oh, verbatim?
Yeah, I assumed that we were just going to be voting on the amount this evening, because we had been in it for 2 hours, and I said, we really need to look at this and visit what the description is.
Well, I thought we were supposed to come up with a dollar amount, of which what we did.
Yeah. The title, one of the problems, it wasn't so much the items of the job description, but it was the title.
Right.
And so what I think we need to do is, and this is just my thought, I think we need to call it what it is. It's an HR benefits coordinator, pension benefits coordinator,
Okay.
and a confidential secretary. We'd call it everything that it is. There's 5 items, and the legal, and doing the work for the labor contract.
Is the board okay with having 5 different job descriptions for one employee?
I guess I would characterize it as one job description, but it covers a lot of different areas. And so those areas, if you had to kind of categorize them, put them in little cubicles, there's an HR component, there's a benefits component, and just all the way down the line. The title, I think, is probably a lot less meaningful than having a clear roadmap of the expectations of the job. I mean, what would it be if we went out and we're trying to fill the job? What is it we're trying to fill? Now, because that person does not have an office with other staff, I think some of the sensitivity to, because I had thrown out the possibility of calling it an HR director that, with an umbrella that falls, with all these things that fall below that. And there's sensitivity that I'm quite fine with, if we call it like an HR and benefits coordinator. The person deals in all of those areas. I think the job description is exceptional, and the finance committee, voted to make the recommendation as far as setting the salary.
Yeah.
Now, are we going to do 2 separate votes? Because there's 2 separate items.
It was a single recommendation by the finance committee, and it's a single agenda item here.
Yeah, so
Perfect.
just for clarity, the motion would be to pass the finance committee's recommendation for revision of the HR benefits coordinator job description and compensation, and the compensation is in the amount not to exceed $67,000.
And for the board members that weren't there, this is on top of a 3.5% increase. And it will be a 15% increase on top of that. Just so you're aware.
And the other thing we'll need to do would be to establish when we're gonna take it into effect, but that can be another.
I think, staff has to have the direction on when to apply it.
Okay, got it.
And the other thing to
I know we did a little
clarify,
different on the other one, but that's okay.
yeah, so I think that we need to leave here tonight knowing that, as far as effective, and that typically what we do, just for, so it's not a nightmare as far as splitting during a payroll period, we usually make it effective as of the start of a particular 2-week payroll period, just for the ease of record keeping. The other thing is the position is hourly, so while the discussion was at $67,000 annually, we would get there by dividing it by 2,080 hours, which is the standard boilerplate allowance for an average year, 40-hour a week,
Right.
average year. So we would divide it by 2,080 to determine an hourly amount, and that's how it would go into the payroll
Was
system.
for insurance for that individual
Same
and
benefits
family
everybody else
members.
Yeah, same.
Same benefits everybody else gets. And everybody got that 3.25%.
3.5.
Or 3.5, everybody got that. That was just part of the package for the whole shebang, I guess. So you make that.
So, is everybody clear on what I made the motion on? On the,
Okay.
yeah, okay, we good? Do I have to repeat it again?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't think so.
So I have a motion, do we have a second?
Start date?
What's that?
Is there a start date?
Well, yeah, and
Is that
that's,
part of the motion?
the other thing that would be problematic for us is, I think while the recommendation was up to, the motion needs to be for a specific amount.
Right.
And then will be the
Okay, well, I
2008.
can do that. I make a motion that we accept the Finance Committee's recommendation on the job description and the salary of $67,000.
Effective,
Effective whenever, well,
Payroll.
that,
Pay
yeah.
period.
Is that what we did for the last one, the start of the payroll? That we follow the same procedure that we did for the other job that way, in case they did something different, we're covered.
Yeah.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, motion's made and seconded for done, so I'm not gonna try to repeat it, but
Yeah, thank you.
everybody understands what it is. Any other comments about it? Concerns, whatever? Okay, we should have a roll call vote, please, Michelle.
Dan Schomer,
No.
Doug Humphrey,
Yes.
Dan Verbeck,
Yes.
Jody Lee,
No.
Karen Wilson,
No.
Bruce Dickel.
Yes.
3-3, then I'll break the tie by voting yes. Simple as that. I think it's an important position, and I think the pay is in line with other considerations too, and with other
Training.
raises that we've given in the past. Okay, that's that motion. Let's see, where are we then? By state. Okay.
Oh, I just said vice.
Oh, yeah. Consideration approval of services agreement by the Bi-State Regional Commission for preparation of a comprehensive plan. Those of you who've been on accounts for a while know that, when did we do the first?
the first one was 2006 that it was completed. The process is, Bi-State Regional Commission has helped us with, there was a Scruggs and Hammond, which was a consultant in the 60s that did it through some federal block grant monies. It then sat dormant from then until 2006. Bi-State Regional Commission, of which Milan is a member of. Their membership is comprised of cities and counties, and basically over parts of 5 counties. And our membership also allocates some commitment of staff time to work on projects on our behalf. Sometimes those are grant applications, sometimes it's a regional issue, and in this case, they're proposing that of the total $15,000 cost, $1,000 of that would be covered by membership dues, so that during the project, we would only have costs of reproducing, making copies of the final product and those kinds of things, but we would only pay Bi-State for the $14,000. So there was the original product in 2006, an update in 2019. The lead historically has been taken by the Planning Commission. So Dave, you would, Planning Commission asked the board to consider this over a year ago. Bi-State had some crunches as far as their available staffing time, so they kicked the can down the road. But we need to get it updated. I passed around some samples. And those are just typical maps that come within the report. The whole document is about 150 some pages. So Planning Commission is lead on it, Bi-State staff, Milan staff, but then there's typically a stakeholder group too. So you were, I know you were involved in the one in 2006 as well.
Yes,
Yeah, and Dave, I don't remember, were you too?
not the 6.
He
Okay.
wasn't even born then.
And Doug, you were on the planning commission at the time
Yeah.
too. Bruce, did you serve for either of those? So, we've got people that have involvement. Betty, I know were you on planning commission or stakeholders
No,
group?
I was invited because of MRP.
Okay, so you're part of the stakeholders group on that as well. So, we've got a ton of firsthand experience on it. Were you on planning commission for either of those?
I
Jerry? Jerry, yeah, but Jerry, I couldn't remember if you were in 2019 or not. So there's a lot of people in the room that have been through the exercise once or twice.
It took us just about a year and a month the last time to go through from beginning to end. It's fascinating.
That was the original though.
No, the
No, the second one.
2019.
That was
Okay.
well over a year, pushing
Yeah.
2 years, I think.
Just- yeah.
Bi-State, they recommend every 5 years refreshing that document.
Yeah.
That document serves the whole council, the whole board
on direction of where the village is going.
And in theory, the board, when they make decisions, are supposed to be operating within the parameters of the comprehensive plan.
Right.
So it's important that you put things in. A few years ago, Leclerc wanted to do some type of economic development or something, the town, and it wasn't in line with the comprehensive plan. And it became contentious for a while. Ultimately, it didn't stop it, but it made it contentious. It certainly slowed it down.
And the courts give it weight as well. Anytime that any kind of a land use decision ends up in their laps, then they take a look at consistency and whether the process of rezoning, the public hearings, or recommendation by the planning commission take into account the comprehensive plan. So it's a good process for us to collectively aim the ship, but it also has a lot of weight from a legal standpoint.
I know that the planning commission just this year voted down a rezoning request on the west side of town because the ground, they weren't telling us exactly what they were going to do with it, plus the comprehensive plan has that ground as conservation. So that kind of eliminates the development. So it benefited us in that situation. So those are things that we look at. Hopefully we can get this one done in less than a year.
Yeah, I would hope so. Well, they've got a schedule in the agreement that I think all of you have.
Yeah, and
For
they're,
what time it'll take, it doesn't take that long.
well, it does. Their
It does?
schedule, they're still calling for a year. This document is online. If you look up the agenda packet for tonight's meeting, the agreement document is online.
I read that wrong, I'm sorry. I read the dates wrong, so I thought it was going to be much shorter this time. That's the initial beginning of the
See
process.
if we can move it forward.
That would be good. There's some public hearings, public can attend.
As long as we advertise it in time,
That's right, fine. Okay,
and I'll hold Gene and speak to the fire.
there you go. Okay, any questions? Any more questions about this? Anybody want a motion to do this? I think it's something we've been recommended to do. It's been recommended to us, so would there be a motion to that effect?
I make a motion that we approve the service agreement with Bi-State Regional Planning Commission for the preparation of a comprehensive plan update for $15,000, and then identifying that $14,000 the village will pay and $1,000 of it will be assigned current membership dues to the project.
Okay,
So it's $14,000.
is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Motion made and seconded to enter into this agreement with Bi-State, and we can sign it tonight if it passes. Roll call question on the question, please.
Doug Humphrey.
Yes.
Dan Verbeck.
Yes.
Jody Lee.
Yes.
Karen Wilson.
Yes.
Bruce Stickles.
Yes.
Dan Schoen.
Yep.
Motion carried. We're in business. We'll go to committee reports. But I just have one thing to say. Betty, parade marshal. Congratulations. I think that's very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice honor for you, and
Thank you.
you're a planning board member. You're one of us in a sense. So very, very good. Very good. So we'll see you at the parade.
Yes.
We'll all be there, I hope. Lord willing and the creek don't rise, as they say. Okay.
Depends on what time Alabama plays football.
Alabama's playing. I know a couple people won't be there, for sure, yeah, okay. Let's go to committee reports. Dan,
I don't have any.
okay, Jody. Karen?
Two things. I was asked before our meeting by trustee Steckel to mention the board is considering taking away discounted water for their employees. We were not aware that we were included in on that, and I have never gotten discounted water. So we'll talk about that more in the future.
When we change water.
I think there's 5 actual village employees.
4.
Is there 4? Okay. And that's not including us. Second thing, if you hear rumor that QCOM and the village of Milan are at odds with each other about a $92,000 issue on back taxes or late tax paying. I have been assured by Administrator Simer that the village is not going to pay the money. If you would like further information, go to QCOM's website and download the information. This has been not something new, but has been ongoing since March
Of 21.
Well, the
of
surface,
this year.
Okay, that one.
it surfaced, the payment had been made by QCOM, and they're trying then to figure out who they should pass the bill to. And we said, not us, it's not our responsibility. We're one of 4 cities, we will share our portion of it, I serve on the QCOM board. I made the statement at public meeting that I don't want to end up in litigation against QCOM, but I would come back to the council. If they want to present a bill to Milan, I would come back to the council and recommend that we not pay it.
I also heard rumor that there is going to be an investigation by a retired
Independent.
U.S. Marshal. I'm devastated that the board was not privy to this until I got a phone call from a friend of mine and had to look online to find out about this. It makes me really sad.
There really hasn't been anything done yet. It's all in the talking stages.
There's 2 pages
Okay.
of information from July, 3 pages.
Okay, well,
That's it.
that's a bad mistake, so, okay. Is that it, Karen?
Yeah.
Okay, Bruce, anything?
I have one thing, I have a street committee meeting on this coming Thursday, the 21st at 5 PM. And talk about, a couple of companies wanted some information to give to us, so that's like I said, me, Dan, and Jody are on that committee. So if either one of you or anybody else, of course, can come to that meeting too, but it's at 5 o'clock here.
5 o'clock this coming Thursday, that would be the,
With me?
No,
that
Dan,
day.
Beck,
Okay.
Jody and myself.
can everybody make that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
That's all
All
I
right.
have.
This is about a property, okay, I know where you're going. Okay, okay, thanks, Bruce. Dan, anything?
Nothing.
Doug?
Nope.
Nothing. I have just one thing to mention. Had a request for a birthday party to be held in a person's garage. If it's in a garage inside, we don't really have to approve it. It's just a case of they're gonna do it. And there won't be any noise problem because it's gonna be inside. I'm just letting you know that. I already told them
Yeah,
it's,
they wanted to have a band. but
they're gonna have a band.
The request is gonna be in a garage.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's just information.
Okay.
Anybody on there, Karen?
No.
Nobody on there,
No.
okay. That being all the business to come before the board, citizens' opportunity, I'm sorry. There was nobody on it, okay. Getting myself confused, which is not hard to do these days. So.
And if I can update the council on one thing, and that is that Troy Stinson, who's the engineer that we're working with on the wastewater treatment plant, has forwarded our application for the plant upgrade, which is essentially building a new plant within the same footprint, has forwarded the materials on today to Illinois EPA. So that will begin their review process. And so the timeline that they've laid out, which would mean construction early in the construction year next spring, it looks like it's still on track unless Illinois EPA somehow delays it.
Never know. Okay, that being all the business to come before the village, will there be a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second?
Nobody wants to.
I already asked.
Oh, you already asked.
Nobody's on the list. Motion carried, we adjourn.